Ay, 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 I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Holy moly, guacamole in my pockets. What a blessing. Got it on me, I got options. Real stepper, check the shoes, get it poppin'. Eating good, feeling good. Where my hopping done at? Put it on a plate with some lemonade. That's the way we did it in the old days. Back then, mama said, get up, walk on play. But you better not come home like this. Street life, we was young racing. Street life, carefree was the best time. Fast forward, daydreaming about the next time. When it's gonna happen again, cause I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? How you feel? Turn it up a notch, pop out clean room. Everyday celebration, take a trip vacation. You deserve a day, you deserve a day off. Working for too long, gotta keep back. Turn my cell phone off, wait till I get back. Ooh, yeah, I did that. Living my life with no regrets. So I titled, let go. Pull up on me, where we on? We did chillin', where we at the spot. What time? Anytime. Let go. Pull up on me, where we on? We did coolin', where we at? The chill spot. What time? Party time. I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel?
Blessings on blessings on blessings.
Blessings on blessings on blessings. Gabagoo. Gabagoo. Oh, what is going on, everybody? And all rise and shine. The first of the, well, is this the first of the big holidays, or would this be considered like the second?
I mean,
Because fourth
in
quarter I'm
NYU
talking about.
in NYYU lore, this is the second.
This is the, yes, that's fair to say, right?
In
This is the second.
NYYU lore, yeah.
Okay,
'cause
good.
I think, we're
Yes,
big
Halloween is the
on-
first big one. Bada bing, bada boom.
and it's a big event on the channel,
Correct, no
This
doubt
year-
about it. I
this
mean,
year was a
when
big
when
event.
Count Draculo comes around, I mean, that's
Yeah.
and then the Yankee nerd was phenomenal.
yeah.
By the
No,
way,
yeah, we had
Yankee
special-
nerd.
Special guest this year.
Yeah, we did. That was an amazing time. Chat, what's up? First and foremost, let me say I hope everybody had an unbelievable turkey day. I did not eat turkey, by the way. Me and Jira was only us this year, so we went to a steakhouse, and it was phenomenal. It was really good, and it's funny because Jira looked at me while we're eating, and she goes, "Why do we not do this every year?" I said, "I don't know. I feel like we kind of have found something here, and like really enjoyed it. It was very, very nice." Francis, I know, forget it. This man was knocked out on the couch.
I was-
I was
listen,
too. I was too, to be fair.
We were having a chat. I want to say the night before Thanksgiving, right? Yeah, no, it was. We had a talk the night before Thanksgiving. Us and the guys, and we were talking a little bit just about how, the stigma around the Hispanic families and how we do Thanksgiving. And listen, a lot of that is very, very much true. So I'm gonna start by saying it's not a lie. Like Dominican families, you not normally getting a plate in your hand until around 8 p.m. on the early side, 9 p.m. on the normal side, and then it could be as late as 10:30. These things happen, right? But my family has kind of made strides to like improve in that regard. And, my parents are a little bit older now. And because me and my siblings, all of us are married, like everybody's they kind of have to go to different places too, right? They have to, check in with both families. So we do ours early. So literally yesterday, man, in the afternoon, we got it popping. I would say, 4 p.m., 4:30, we're eating, like,
Wow.
so what I was sad about though, bro, and I shared this with you, I can't believe I was a one plate dude yesterday. Just one, just one plate, bro. And that was it. Like I tapped out after one plate. I couldn't believe it, Pete. I was looking at the food and I was smelling it. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna mess this up. I'm gonna mess that.
Damn.
Bro, I sat on that couch and I just started texting Pete, like, yeah, bro, like I'm washed. And he's like, bro, I'm doing the exact same thing right now.
I was knocked out. I was knocked out on the couch, man. I was laid out. I had my last bit of carrot cake, and that was it for me. Last bit of carrot cake was like, all right, KO time. You done. You knocked out. That is it. Italians, on the other hand, now, of course, this year wasn't a regular. This is the first year ever me and Jira had Thanksgiving by ourselves because our kids are out. They're working. My son was working all day. And obviously, little Manetti's in the belly. So he's getting ready to come out. This dude, she ate so much. Lil Manetti was KO'd. Like, he was like, yeah, I can't. I'm done. I'm knocked out cold. But typically in the Italian household, some of you would know this, a lot of Italians in the chat, you start eating breakfast and the food doesn't stop. You eat breakfast, you eat lunch, and then you eat dinner. And there's a ton of food left over. And you're probably coming down at like 1 or 2 in the morning to eat again. It's just a regular thing in the Italian household. There's food all day, nonstop. Yes, you feel terrible. Yes, you sleep like a puppy who you just overfed. You just lay down on your back, stomach bloated, and you're just KO'd. But yesterday we didn't do that. Yesterday was nice. We had a great time. So again, everybody in the chat, hope you had a very, very wonderful Thanksgiving day with friends and family, and a lot of blessings out to each and every one of you. And got a lot of Yankee news to talk about, man. Jumping right into it. But let me start with some super chats here. Kyle Malay, the one, the only. They say Malay is the way. Can't wait for my Stanley being delivered today. The Stanleys sold out in about 6 hours, by the way, folks. Stanleys were gone in about 6 hours. Francis got his out the gate.
Yeah.
And then other than that, those babies were gone. So I did make a commitment to everybody that I will have more in January. I'll do my best to get more this time so everybody can get their hands on one. Though Crackle Nuts was very upset that he didn't get one, but everybody, you will get them, I promise. My brother, Ronald Hansley Jr., says, happy holidays, fam. Hope you had a blessed Thanksgiving. Hit that like and smack that subby. NYU to the moon. Hashtag Emi's the guy. I like that. We'll talk about that a little bit. But, Francis, some news came out regarding the Yankees offseason. That's, man, I don't even want to, I don't want to start this early show beating up the Yankees at all, because that's not my intention here. But it just feels like more of the same. And I know a lot of people could hear that and go, come on, guys, but maybe let's see what they do first. Of course, but we got to talk about it as it goes through that process. The rumor out there now is that Cody Bellinger is the top priority, and they will look at Kyle Tucker if Bellinger falls out. Now, I don't know about you, Francis, but this is very backwards. Kyle Tucker obviously is the better player of the two. I don't think you'd have many fans or anybody that would really argue that. Does Kyle Tucker play to multiple positions that Bellinger plays? No, he doesn't. But when it comes to the overall bat and the overall player, Kyle Tucker is younger. He is a better offensive talent overall. And I believe, honestly, he pairs extremely well with the greatest hitter of our generation, Aaron Judge. So I ask you, why do the Yankees feel this is the right way to go about their business?
Because he costs less, right? In a word, because he's cheaper. I think when you see, those reports, I'll say this, right? Like, obviously, I saw the John Heyman report, and my initial response is it's John Heyman, right? Right, I'll say that. So to explain to some of the people in the chat who may not get what I mean when I say it's John Heyman is, listen, if you're not aware by now, then let NYYU be the place to let you know that during the offseason, when it comes to Scott Boras clients, you have to be a little bit weary about what John Heyman is saying. Why? Because John Heyman has become like a puppet for Scott Boras. Like, it feels like every offseason when it comes to Scott Boras clients, John Heyman is the one that's out there putting out all this stuff like, oh, he's a priority for this team. There's a bidding war with this many teams. He's got this many offers on the table. He's got this, he's got that, he's got this, he's got that. That's what Heyman has become. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, does it shock me that John Heyman is saying that Cody Bellinger is the priority for the Yankees and that they look at Kyle Tucker as a backup option? I was like, it doesn't shock me that John Heyman is saying that. I was like, is it annoying that the Yankees have done nothing to refute that? That is my issue. That's my issue. Is that it's not so much that John Heyman is saying it, because I mean that's what Heyman's been doing, right? He's he's talking up Scott Boras' client, which is hilarious to me, right? Because he does all that, and then somehow when they sign, he's never the one who breaks it. Like, I couldn't believe that last year he wasn't the one to like he was like the third tweet that Juan Soto signed with the Mets.
Like, bro, they gave you all of that. Like, you had the inside access. Bro. Soto even patted you on the belly when he walked by.
Literally.
I'm like, come on, brother. Like,
thank you, buddy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, buddy, for that. I appreciate it. I mean, we couldn't even give you the story to scoop.
Bro, I mean, and let's be real, right? Like, in terms of that job, John Heyman definitely could lay claim to adding another 50 or so million to Juan Soto's deal just with tweeting. So when people say that stuff, that stuff doesn't matter. It does, because that stuff plays in that boardroom when they're sitting there negotiating those contracts. I just think it's funny that he's never the guy to freaking. I mean, I think Bill Madden had it before anybody.
Bro, like, tell you what,
I was
man.
like, who the hell is this
matter
guy?
of fact, you're right. No, Bill was on that. I remember that, because a lot of people, obviously, going back to that, we were live all damn day. Hopefully, we're gonna have that opportunity this year. Let me just say that. Hopefully, that's a big watch moment where it's maybe Imai, or maybe it's Murakami, or maybe it's one of these two gentlemen. Tucker, to me, would be more of a watch than Cody Bellinger. And again, let me just throw this out there really quickly before anybody gets aggravated and it's like, oh my God, I like Cody Bellinger, and I just want that to be known. I don't think me or Francis, nobody on this channel, by the way, Christian has been a cheerleader for Cody Bellinger. He likes him a lot. I really like Cody Bellinger. I have no problem with the Yankees bringing back Cody Bellinger. My only problem with the Yankees bringing back Belly is that they're going to have to probably bring him back on 6 or 7 years. And I think that's a situation where if you're the Yankees, you got to look at this in all honesty. You got to sit there and say, hey, this guy performed as a Yankee. That's important to us. We got to understand that. We got to acknowledge that. He did everything we could ask this guy to do. He had a better year than he's had in the previous 3 seasons almost. Or, I mean, you could kind of say 2023 was his best overall year, which, to be fair, it was definitely a better year. But he had a very, very good season as a New York Yankee. But if I'm going 6 or 7, I got to go 6 or 7 for this guy. Exactly. It just doesn't add up to me. And I don't want it to be like, well, Pete, you're picking and choosing. You like Kyle Tucker more than you like Cody Bellinger. It's not necessarily about a like. It's about the fit. It's about what the Yankees need. It's about what we here at NYYU have been talking about for a long time. You're the Yankees. Stop settling for the lesser of the two. Go for the best player. If, obviously, we know this already, Tucker's going to cost more money. He's going to cost more per AAV. Every year, he's going to be more expensive than Cody Bellinger is. And it's sad that we could sit here. And as Francis said, I could sum it up for you in one word: cheaper. It's sad that we can talk about that, because once again, folks, it is the Yankees not doing the best move possible to make your club better. And I know what the Yankees would say, because I listened to Brian Cashman talk. I listened to Hal Steinbrenner talk. Unfortunately, They talk about the versatility of Cody Bellinger. They talk about the idea that this guy could play center, he could play first base and all that. Well, here's a little message to the Yankees on that. Maybe build a better roster. I'm sorry to be the guy to come here and tell you the truth, because I know the Yankees don't always like to hear us tell them the truth. They don't like that. A lot of times they like for you just to cuddle up and say, hey, everything's all right. Hey, Brian, you got any room in that knapsack there? I can get in there with you. I'm a little cold out here. They like that a lot more than somebody saying, hell, maybe get a good defender at first base. Hell, there's one available. Maybe get somebody that could play center field. Oh, my God. Folks, listen. There's a couple available. Maybe do that instead of saying, well, I need guys that play 6 positions. And I'm not saying that that's a negative. It is a positive. But when it comes down to a balancing act here, I'm sorry. I'm with you, Francis. Tucker's the guy. And I was always number one with Bo Bichette, but we always knew Bo Bichette wasn't a reality. So to me, I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker has to be the guy that the Yankees go after. It makes way more sense. And maybe, I don't want to say maybe because they probably will go after Bellinger more. And then if Tucker's available, it's probably he was too costly.
Honestly, I think and again, this goes back to a horse that, I mean, I've pretty much beaten into the casket at this point. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to stop talking about it. I don't care how it makes the nerds feel. But again, this goes back into why I felt the way I felt about the Trent Grisham deal. Yeah. This has a lot to do with that, because right now, everything that's being negotiated, even though these are deals that are obviously going to be longer than 1 year, right now, though, Hal Steinbrenner said that very clearly, and that might be something that people brush over. But Hal Steinbrenner very much looks at this as a year-to-year situation, right?
Doubt. No
Even though they're signing multi-year contracts, I think the most important question for him, I would say at least 80% of the time when it comes to these bigger contracts is, okay, what's it look like for us next year? Like what's the real money value of that next year? What's that going to do for our total payroll? What's that going to do for our luxury tax? What's that like what are we looking at here, right? Because it's very difficult to forecast and to project 6-7 years down the line. You can't. I mean, you could forecast what the Yankees are going to make 6-7 years down the line, but there's a very real possibility they make a lot more than that. Or if you listen to Hal, there's a very real possibility that they're in the red. I don't believe that. I think it's bullshit. But that is, whatever. He can say that because, of course, they can submit, he can submit whatever claims about that, and no one can really, really, really refute it because the Yankees refuse to open the books. But here's my thing. If you really wanted to shut people up, Hal, there's one thing that you could do that would just be that smoking gun for you. Open the books, but you won't do that, and I think we know why.
That's right.
Going back to Grisham, that's my issue, bro. It's that, okay, if you really, 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 really believe that Cody Bellinger is just such a fit for this roster, and he's just he's such a part of what makes this a winning, franchise going forward, and that he's a part of the solution, not the problem, then why'd you pay Trent Grisham $22 million for 2026? All right. You could have just given him his walking papers, right? And you could have pursued Tucker and Bellinger, because the last that I checked, this was the New York Yankees.
Talking like that nowadays, it's like, oh, you're crazy. That can't happen.
No, that's
the sad thing. They've brainwashed so many people that they're a franchise that just can't afford that no more, and they can't do that.
No, the fan base is completely neutered. I could tell you right now, just in some of the discourse that we've had on Twitter and different places over the years, Pete, these fan base, I mean, they literally just regurgitate everything that Hal says, everything Cashman said, it's just not realistic, whatever. And it's like they think that because Hal says it's not realistic, or because Cash says it's not realistic, well, they're the ones that know, so it has to be true. No, they can lie. Do you guys realize that? Like they can lie. They cannot say what it is. Okay, because you can tell me, it's just not realistic or whatever. Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Add the deal that you think Bellinger's going to sign, and then add the deal that you think that you think Bellinger's going to sign, and that you think Tucker's going to sign. I want you to add those two deals in terms of total value. And then I want you to come back to me and tell me if it was more than they offered Soto last year. Guess what? It won't be.
It won't be.
So the same people telling you that it's not realistic, that it's a lot. It's like, bro, no, you're listening to a lie, because the same team offered more than that to one guy.
Yeah.
Last year. You understand? Yeah. One guy. You want to talk about replacing Soto? There is no other player on the market who can replace Soto's bat, right? It just doesn't exist.
No, agreed.
But though I was thinking about this during this week, but if you did bring back Bellinger and his versatility defensively and the prowess offensively, and add Kyle Tucker's crazy offensive prowess, the two of them together, they probably more than replace Soto's bat in the lineup.
No, easy. No doubt about it. And
guess what? It's cheaper.
Well, put it like this. Both of those guys together guarantee you, I mean, let's say they're healthy. They're definitely hitting over 50 homers combined. Easy. Not even close.
More than 50 homers combined.
And you could argue very likely 60 plus homers from both of those guys. If not, a little even more than that. I mean, that's very possible. The on-base percentage, well, Kyle Tucker gives it to you already.
Exactly.
So whatever Cody Bellinger adds to that is even more.
It's cake. It's bonus.
And it's
Cream
going
on
back.
top.
It's going back to what you said, and there was a lot of Yankee fans who are not happy about the $22 million qualifying offer for Trent Grisham. The other thing regarding that is, think about this: how much more for next year alone would Bellinger have cost? Besides the 22, what is it? Four more, maybe?
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe $4 more million. Maybe Tucker. Even Tucker, you might say, okay, maybe he's 10 more million. Maybe he's 11 more million. Who knows? Maybe he's a little less than that. Who knows? Maybe Tucker gets 33 million, 32 million a year, 30 million a year. Who knows what it is? Maybe he gets 29. We don't know. But the fact of the matter is, you still had better outfielders on the market. And again, I think me and Francis have both said, if you wanted to bring Trent Grisham back, I don't think Grisham would have flew off the board so quickly that if he really wanted to be a Yankee, you could have said, hey, look, we'll give you a 2-year deal at 22 million, 11 a year. We'll give you a 1-year deal at 12 million. I don't think the Yankees, look, again, based off every projection, his value was about $13 million. Based off every projection I saw across the board, Trent Grisham's value on a 1-year deal was about $13 to $14 million. There was nothing that said 20 plus million for Trent Grisham.
No freaking
Nowhere.
No freaking
Anything said that. And that is based on all his numbers and all that on what his value would be. So that's where we are. My hope is that the New York Yankees, again, will go out there and look at the better player and put the money towards that guy. But again, has not been the Yankee way under Hal Steinbrenner, but we will see. Corinne says, from what I know of the old days, Yankees and too expensive were never in the same sentence. I would say you are correct. That is right. Yeah. Hush says, what's up, everyone? What you guys got for Black Friday? I bought a Glance Scroll LED for my room. You guys should buy that for the studio. It will be fire. Brother, I got it right here. I've had it behind me for a very, very long time, brother. But I know you're talking about the scroll one, the long one that goes through. Yeah, that one is pretty damn cool. I got the smaller version, but maybe in the studio we'll have that. Mike Thompson, my brother, what's up? Happy Friday, Pete and Francis. In my opinion, Fernando Tatis Jr. is the best player to not only pair with Judge, but fill the superstar void left by Soto. Get it done, Cashman. Yes, indeed. Look, here's the deal on Fernando Tatis. I don't know many Yankee fans that are against that deal. Michael K is out there, and God bless him. Salute to you, Michael K. Honestly, Michael K is out there beating this thing down, like figuring this out.
He's banging the drum.
He's banging that drum. Like, I gotta be honest.
He's banging the drum.
Michael K is like, put the whole drum on me. Let me be the marching band. I'm leading by the front. I'm leading by the front. Like, everybody we got to get this to happen. And I'm proud of him. To be honest, I'm really happy that Michael K is at least, kind of going against the grain a little bit. Be like, look, man, this is the type of offseason. You really got to go a bit crazy. You got to figure something out here. And if there is any possibility that Tatis is going to be moved, you got to be front and center on that and try to make sure you get a deal like that done. The guy signed long-term, whatever, but let's get into voicemails. Then I want to talk about a big move that our rivals, the Toronto Blue Jays, did. We'll talk about that a little bit. And then there's some rumors about the New York Mets getting a specific lefty that we all know about for the starting rotation. But let's get right into voicemails first, and then we will go on from there. Here we go.
Hey, Pete.
Yo.
Josh from Sheepshead Bay.
What's
Francis,
up,
if you're there.
Morning.
What's up?
Yes, sir.
NYYU community. All rise. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope everyone had a nice holiday.
Thank you, brother.
I guess I just want to, respond to the thumbnail about Bellinger.
Okay.
I was very disappointed when I heard the Hal Steinbrenner Q&A session. I think it would have just been better if he didn't speak at all and let Cashman and Boone continue to be his mouthpiece. He's clearly uncomfortable in this role of dealing with this section of the clientele of his business that involves regular everyday people on the fan base. And I'll just leave it at that. I think Bellinger is an okay signing. Wouldn't give him more than 5 years, and I think that's too much. I think it would be an A-plus signing if he is paired with another hitter. I would like to see the Yankees trade for Brendan Donovan or rather, Ketel Marte. I think Bellinger paired with one of those guys gives the Yankees what they need. And I don't know. I'm still traumatized about Soto leaving. I'll never get over that. But I think if Bellinger and one of those two guys are brought here, it would ease the, void that was left and make our lineup a lot more dangerous. Let me know what you think. Once again, I hope everyone had a nice holiday, and let's go fucking Yankees.
Love it, man. Great voicemail. My good friend Josh from Sheepshead Bay. Phenomenal voicemail, man. Really was very good, right on point. I'm with you. I've always said the whole time, I don't mind Bellinger coming back. I just don't like the idea of a very long-term deal, 6-7 years, which I do believe is what it's going to come down to for Cody Bellinger. He's had multiple good years in a row now, whether you still feel it's a bit up and down. He still had them. And Boras being his agent, they're going to lock something in long-term. And I hope the Yankees aren't the ones that are sitting there getting ready for him to sign that deal. That's a 6 or 7 year deal. That's the only thing I say about Cody Bellinger. It's nothing to do with liking the player or not. He's a good fit. If they did bring Bellinger back, and like you said, they brought in another good player, a Marte would be nuts. Don't get me wrong. We would all love that type of move. But, we'll see exactly what the Yankees do over the next couple of weeks. Let's get to another voicemail. Then let's talk about some things. And we got a lot more voicemails, so we're going to play a lot of them today. Here we go.
Hey, Pete Francis, what you king in the house? Hey, Dolan!
Wow!
Woof! Yeah. Well, it's colder than the witch's pit outside. And even though we're cold, even though we're hungry, and even though we're tired, we're still talking baseball. And we're still rooting for our beloved New York Yankees, even though our owner is crying like a little baby. Yeah. Because it looks like a cheapskate compared to the Dodgers and Blue Jays. Well, hell, if you can't stand the heat, the kitchen, and let the Macho King cook, yeah. With the UWO, and get straight to business, a will drop your son into a dentist visit. Got more decorations in the tree at Christmas with Macho Clauses in my heels. I just grab them in the biscuits, oh. And I don't care about little Cody Bellinger, Kyle Tucker, Akamoto, Imai, and Bichette, or the ones to get. And Boris to suck it like a $10 ring red on a Monday night when you're in the AL East. You better know how to fight. Got no time for silver spoons or trash can fish face and bubbles to be a boon, yeah. Macho will run you right over like those annihilated scones too. Cause that's why you is going straight to the moon. With all my macho maniacs and mamas. Spin Macho with the UW, yeah. Macho.
Oh, there's nobody like him, damn it. There's nobody like him. Somebody asked me today, Pete, are we still doing year-end awards? Yes. I mean, come on, why even ask? You're getting your year-end awards. Don't worry about that. You guys will be voting on it. But we'll keep it going, baby. I tell you what, we got Sexy Kulo in the chat. Sexy Kulo in the chat. I am praying, this is a female, by the way. I am very much praying it is a female saying they got a sexy culo, because I'm okay with that. But if it's a dude, I don't know, man. We got a little
I can't refer to you that way.
I can't refer to you as sexy culo, even though I have about 4 times already. Sup, NYYU, big fan, guys. You guys keep it real, and I appreciate that big time. So, will Little Minetti eat gabagool first or mangoo? Hashtag Tatis for Christmas. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't
see why you can't have both.
You could definitely pair this.
I don't see why you can't have a little breakfast action of mangoo con gabagool. I don't see what the problem is.
I mean, look, let's be honest. If you're Italian, you can replace it with the salami.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though salami's also,
that's all
Italian,
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You could definitely replace it and have a little gabagool. Now, I wouldn't recommend frying gabagool because your kitchen might explode. I mean, you put
No.
something as powerful as gabagool in oil, hot, you might blow the whole house up. I'm just saying, be very careful while doing that. Leo, welcome to the U, my brother. We appreciate you. Thank you, DJ Steelio. Oh, he's a dog that steals. He says, vote Steals for 2025 MVP. What up, Sim and Chico Bean? What's up, brother? How you doing, fam? Thank you for being here. Yeah, let's talk about this. Our rivals got better, Francis. There's no way of denying this. Our rivals have gotten better. The team that went to the World Series, the Toronto Blue Jays, have added Dylan Cease to their rotation. Now, I'm not here to argue about the amount of money he got. He got $200 million. Do I personally feel that's an overpay? I do. I think that's a lot of money for Dylan Cease, but Pete Simonetti has been a big advocate for Dylan Cease over the years. Pete Simonetti has been a guy that's told a lot of people, you can talk about Dylan Cease all you want. You can say whatever you want about Dylan Cease. But here's the one thing about Dylan Cease that you know you're going to get. Dylan Cease is going to give you innings, he's going to give you starts, and he's going to give you 200 plus strikeouts. It's kind of who the guy is. Innings, game started, he's going to be on the mound, and he's going to strike batters out. That is who Dylan Cease is as a pitcher overall. And the good news for Dylan Cease is right here, folks. He is not just going to be the ace. He doesn't have to be the big bad dog of this ball club. He is going to join this rotation. Gossman, Cease, Yasavage, Jose Barrios, and Shane Bieber. I can tell you guys right now, if this rotation stays healthy, these 5 gentlemen give the Blue Jays a chance to win every single game. That's what they do. And I can't sit here and say the Blue Jays got worse. The Blue Jays got better. There's no doubt about that. The Blue Jays got better. So again, overpay, I agree. Yes, I think it is an overpay, no doubt.
For sure.
But you are adding one of the most consistent starting pitchers in Major League Baseball by far to your rotation.
I mean, when people bring up the overpay thing, I'm like, if you really want to talk number, I love when it comes to like contract numbers, finances, or whatever. That's my thing. That's my wheelhouse there. I'll be honest with you. True value of most of the contracts is way less than what these guys actually get. By that definition, we overpaid for Carlos Rodon. We overpaid for Max Fried. We overpaid for we're probably right about to overpay for Cody Bellinger. We 1000% just overpaid Trent Grisham. Like everybody gets overpaid. That's the name of the game. I think that's one of the biggest kind of issues in the game, and kind of why we are literally dead set on that lockout that's coming after this next season, because the contract situation has gotten like a little bit out of hand. Now, to me, it's gotten out of hand on both sides. They like to put the onus just on the players, but at the end of the day, I mean, the teams are the ones offering these contracts. Like, let's be real here. And if they're offering the contract, it's because they can afford the contract, which means that they're making a shit ton of money. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Toronto's one of those teams. Toronto has made a lot of money, and I love the fact that literally you just went to the World Series, and what do they do right after? They reinvest right back into that same club that did that for them.
Man, and
extra revenue they got.
Francis, how do you think the clubhouse feels? The players that are signed to that team already, they make this move out the gate. How do you think those guys are feeling?
That's a great point, because honestly, that's an immediate vote of confidence in freaking November. Like these are guys who, you know, some guys haven't even gotten back in the gym yet.
Yeah,
the World Series just finished. Like some of these guys, you know, they're a lot of people kind of wait until right after this time. You know, let's get through Thanksgiving, early December, and we'll start a little quick program, take a break for Christmas, and then really get after it. You're talking about before you even get into your offseason program, your team is telling you, yeah, we believe in you guys. We think that we think that this is the club that can do it. We're not letting anybody go. We're going to add to it. Now, as for the not letting anybody go part, that may or may not be the truth, and we'll see in a couple weeks or a month or so. But they 1000% got better with that deal, and I think arguing about the overpay is kind of senseless at this point, because everybody gets. Kyle Tucker's about to get overpaid, right? Yeah. To me, there's very few contracts right now for stars even that I look at and say they're not overpaid. I'd say Aaron Judge, 1000%.
Definitely,
he's the biggest one that sticks out to me as like, no, he didn't get overpaid. Whether people believe it or not. Shohei Ohtani to me was not an overpay because of the dual aspect of the player. If I look at him as a pitcher and a hitter, which he has now shown that he does do both. He did both with the Dodgers just now in the World Series, right? I think as a hitter, he's about a $400 million hitter, maybe 450, which is where I think Aaron Judge. That's why I say Aaron Judge is a slight underpay. To me, Aaron Judge is about a $500 million hitter.
Easy.
Like when you do the number, he's about a $500 million hitter.
And let's be fair about this. Based off value, he's a way better player than Soto overall.
Oh, it's not even close.
So
value?
And that's value-wise, just based off pure value. Forget age, forget all that.
Value will kill
pure
Soto.
Pure value-wise, he's the guy that, as a hitter, he gets more money than anybody.
He got like the thing about Soto at the end of the day, what would kill him in that argument is that he got $800 million, and his numbers are, while phenomenal and great, he's not touching Judge's number. Like Judge's true value wouldn't be $800 million. That's what I'm saying. To me, Judge is the best bat in baseball, and his bat would really translate to about a $500 million bat. He signed a deal for $360, right? Like so he's an underpay. Ohtani as a bat to me is about 450. So if you say he's about 450, then that leaves 250 for the pitcher. I think that's accurate for him as a pitcher, believe it or not. Like I think he's about a $250 million pitcher. He's not a $300 million pitcher to me. That's more like your Tariq Skubals. Like you got to start up there, $300 million. He's about 250. So when you look at $700 million,
might be a $500 million.
honestly, for me, Skeens is about as close to a $500 million pitcher. Like, cause to me, here's how I look at Skeens.
He's an Aaron Judge right now. He's a Judge as a pitcher. I mean,
took the words right out of my mouth. To me, the way I look at Skeens is very simple. You see what Aaron Judge is offensively. Well, that's what Paul Skeens is with a pitch as a pitcher. Like he's the Aaron Judge of pitchers. That's what he is. So that to me is his value. Now, Paul Skeens probably gets, a lot more or a lot less, depending how these next couple of years go, because that's
a lot could change.
But yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. So when people make these arguments about the contracts and stuff like that, I'm like, I mean, what leg can you really stand on? Nobody gets true value anymore.
No, not at all. And Michael Kay brought this up when the Soto deal, the negotiations were happening. He said, you really can't say that it's an overpay if 4 or 5 teams are in that ballpark. I mean, and again, I don't know if there was any team going after Dylan Cease for $200 million. I don't know that for sure. It almost feels like one of those things that hit his table and he's like, shit, where do I sign? Like, it's almost one of those too good to be true type contracts.
I agree with you 100%. I think that's why it happened as early as it did.
Me too. I think it was one of those, wow, like we weren't projecting this, were we? No, I think you take this. I mean, this is a team that went to the World Series, go and signed his deal. And he said, let's go Toronto. I'm all in immediately. Soto, on the other hand, there was multiple offers in that range. So yes, you can sit back all day and go definitely overpay. We all know that. But Michael Kay said it back then. I can't believe I'm shouting out Michael Kay. So Michael Kay, I love you, brother. He's
having a good offseason.
He's having a very good offseason.
He's having a great offseason.
He's having a great offseason. And for him to put that into perspective, it is kind of true when you look at value of a player. A. Becker, our friend, says, I think regardless if the Yankees re-sign Bellinger, Imai has to happen to get back into the Japanese market. I'm going to talk about that briefly, but I do want to stick on something else here. Hector Gomez broke some news last night. Hector Gomez came out and said the Mets are the favorites to sign Framber Valdez. It is expected that they will sign him for 6 years, $200 million. 6 years, $200 million for Framber Valdez. Now, again, there has been no official announcement. This is not a done deal, so to say. I could see it happening. It wouldn't shock me if it's announced at all. The New York Mets need starting pitching. We know that. Framber Valdez did not have a great year last season, but he's been a very good pitcher throughout his major league career. How are you feeling about that? Let me ask you, because you've actually been very spot on when it comes to Stearns and how he kind of runs his business. Do you feel like this is a Stearns type move? Because typically he searches for pitching. He's not going to go overpay somebody like Framber Valdez.
I don't. Hector Gomez is our guy. I'll start with that. Shouts out to him. Yeah. Shouts out to his brother, the manager of my own Lycée,
and
who's also
base coach.
Also going to be a first base coach for the Mets in 2026. So I'm very happy for Gilbert Gomez. And Hector's our guy. Hector, you know, he's real cool with us here at the U. So love him. I was really shocked when I read that tweet last night. I was like, and here's my thing, right? For the similar arguments with Cease, right? People couldn't believe that the Blue Jays threw that kind of money at Cease. Well, do the math on that Framber deal that Hector's talking about. It's even more. He's getting paid $3 million more a year. If that deal does come to fruition, he'd be making even more money than Dylan Cease to pitch for the Mets. So my initial reaction to that is I don't believe that that's a David Stearns move. Right?
It doesn't feel like one, no.
I'm not saying that he's wrong. And here's why I won't say that he's wrong. A lot of people love to jump out the window because I saw it immediately when he posted it. People saying, oh, you can't trust this guy. He's always wrong, whatever. Well, one, he's not always wrong. He's not
always wrong.
You can't do that because
that's wrong to say that he's always wrong. He's not.
Because he's gotten a lot right too. And I hate when they do that to these guys or whatever. Because I mean, there's guys like even Deportes who we know has come out there and said some outlandish things or whatever. Like it may be clickbaity things, but he's also gotten some things right. Why? Because they do have their sources. They do have their circle of people that they get information from. And sometimes it's very bad info, but sometimes it's good. Framber's a guy where I'll say this and you guys can take it with a grain of salt. Framber's a guy that if I was betting, Hector Gomez knows somebody close enough to the camp to have an idea. That's just a guess. I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me if it turns out that he knew a little something when it came to Framber. Now, back to what Pete said, I do feel like this is not a David Stearns deal. If this does happen, though, I could see this being a situation where Uncle Stevie is literally like, listen, David, I know how you like to do things, and I'm committed to you. I agree with you. You have my full support, but how about we do this? How about you get one of yours, right? One of those trades, one of those reclamation thing, one of those whatever, a young guy, controllable, whatever. How about you get one like that? But then can we also do one of mine? Somebody who I'm just like, this guy's a dog. I'm going to pay him. Like, let's do 1 and 1.
Yeah, I can see
I think that this could be something like that. Like, even if they go and get Framber, I still think the Mets trade for another starter. Because if you look at their rotation depth as of right now, it's non-existent.
Definitely. No, they don't have it.
You're
and
leaning on
kids. Shout out to our guy, Master Flip. Master Flip on X. Great Mets fan. You know, love this guy. Love him completely. Supports the U, also goes to our charity events. And, you know, he was sitting there saying last night, like, yo, Mets fans are acting like we didn't need pitching. Like, this is a club that needs pitching. Like, yeah, all right, you may sit there and go, it's an overpay, but you're adding an arm to your rotation, an arm that has been proven in the past to your rotation. So does he get better with this club? Potentially. You don't know. I mean, but my
question is his upside though, Pete. Like
that's it. I agree.
They did the same thing with Cease, and you put Cease's Fangraphs up. I'm sorry, you put his Savant up there.
Yeah.
Like, why do people do that? Like, why do people forget like who the guy that we're talking about is, who the best version of that guy could be? Like we never saw it. Like at Cease's best, do Yankee fans forget that we wanted this guy? That we were killing cats in trade for him?
I mean, again, and he's been somebody I've defended a lot. I've defended Dylan Cease a ton, probably more than anybody out there. A guy that's never been a Yankee. I've probably defended this dude just about more than anybody, as if he was a Yankee.
That's true.
Because people gotta remember one thing: consistency pays.
Yes.
What starting pitcher out there can say, what has it been now, 5 years in a row? I think it's 5 years in a row. He's made over 30 starts and had 200 Ks plus. I don't care, his ERA's bad and this and that, but he's a guy that any year can give you an extremely good season. So again, it just depends on what I understand. I still believe it's an overpay. I'm still there no matter what that is. But maybe the Yankees need to overpay.
Also, because they love to bring up his ERA and stuff like that. Again, something that we've talked about here for years, and I think people just ignore it. The average ERA in baseball is bloated now. Like before, you used to say that a good pitcher had to have an ERA in the 3s or whatever because like the average was in the 3s and stuff like that. You know, you're an above average pitcher if your ERA is 3.96.
Correct.
If your ERA is 4.05.
Correct.
If your ERA is 4.1, you're above average. The average ERA in baseball in 2025 was 4.15.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a guy that's going to be around the fours and give you 200 strikeouts? Like, what are we talking?
Can I throw something else out there? As JXV says, Max Fried for $26 million is a steal for us. All right, well, hold on. I'll leave that there. I think Max Fried signed a good contract with the Yankees. I think a lot of people were very concerned about the many years he had.
You got to factor in the age there. That's
the age, the years, and all that. So
and the injury, also the injury history.
Injury history, which we saw a little bit of this season. I think maybe could have affected him a bit in the postseason. I don't know. But one more thing about Dylan Cease really quickly. When everybody brings up the ERA, remember, Dylan Cease is a guy that throws a lot of fastballs, gets them by a lot of people, misses a lot, and he gives them home runs. That affects his overall ERA. Analytics loves Dylan Cease, and it's amazing because he's one of the pitchers that I look at analytics for and go, yeah, I would have this guy in my rotation, no doubt about it. Wouldn't think twice about it. His FIP, fielding independent pitching. FIP-U over the last 5 years. Listen to this. You ready for this? 3.41 ERA, 3.10 ERA, 3.72 ERA, 3.10 ERA, and even last year, 3.56 ERA. So again,
that's not elite.
Apparently, that's not an elite level pitcher because the ERA. And again, if somebody were to say, "Yeah, Pete," but I see him as a number 3, I'd say, "All right, cool,
number
that's
3
fine."
He's a number three
on a team that just went to a World Series. That's a great deal for them.
He's a number 3 on maybe 5 rotations in baseball, and that's being generous. Let's cut the shit. Like people talk, because that's the thing, and I love that you brought up what Flip said, because Flip he understands game. Like he understands the game. He knows his team. He's like, in what position are we as Met fans to sit here and criticize a guy like Framber Valdez?
Exactly right.
And say, well, this guy's this, this guy's yeah, but in your rotation, what is he? You're gonna tell me that Clay Holmes has more upside than Framber Valdez?
Hell no.
Like, what are we doing? Like, okay, yeah, Jonah Tong, Sproat, all these guys. Listen, I love Jonah Tong. Pete has been with me. We sat there and watched a Jonah Tong start, and I'm like locked in or whatever, as if he was. I love that kid. I love him. I can't sit here today and say that his upside is Framber Valdez. I don't know. They're so young. So many things can change. He can be better. He can be even better, or he can be a hell of a lot worse. You don't know. Kids are wild cards.
I do like Dylan Cease better for the Mets, to be honest. Like if I had to pick, I actually think Dylan Cease would have been better for Citi Field than the Rogers Center, whatever the hell it's called now.
If the contracts are what, like, all right, Cease is 210, and if Framber was to get the 6 for 200, Cease would have.
That's where I am on that. But
and also the
voicemails,
the strikeout numbers.
Strikeout numbers are phenomenal every year, and you're paying for consistency. That's what people also got to remember when it comes to Cease. You kind of know what he's going to give you as long as he stays healthy. Let's keep the voicemails going, guys. Then I want to talk about somebody said earlier, maybe. We're talking about overpays. Maybe the Yankees have to overpay for a couple of people. We'll talk about it.
Good morning, Pete. Happy Thanksgiving to you and to yours. From me and my mom, my girlfriend, to you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I did, I know.
Okay.
I wanted to answer your question about the top priority about getting Cody Bellinger. I think we should try to still get him, or maybe Kyle Tucker. Maybe even try for Pete Alonso. I would offer Alonso a 4-year deal with a vesting option for a 5th year. I mean, nothing against Ben Rice, but, I like to have somebody who's able to, scoop a ball up at first like Jason Giambi did. And another priority is, I think we got to fire Boone already. We got to fire him, Pete. I mean, because I'll tell you right now, if we start out like garbage in 2026, if we get off to a bad start, no ifs, no ands, or buts. Hal, if you're listening, if Boone doesn't make it this year, he is out. Do you understand me? He is out if I have to get so many bocce balls and fire him at the stadium. I'll do it. All right, enough with this losing. You want to know why we're upset? It's because we can't take this losing anymore. We're not paying this money to see how you guys lose. If we want to see a team lose, we'll watch the choking Mets every year. Enough's enough. But anyway, I think we should still get, Bellinger or maybe Kyle Tucker or maybe Alonso. Well, you have a good day, Pete. Rock on. NYY and the gone forever. Smacky the likey. Hit it, the subby. And remember, Aaron Judge is a gift from God. I said, Aaron Judge is a gift from God. Bye, Pete. Have a good day.
I do love that he got to take a shot at the Mets any chance he gets. I got to be honest with you. I can't be upset with that. I enjoy that.
He's a classic Yankee. He's one of those classic Yankee fans that whenever it's the Mets, the Red Sox, he's going to throw a shot. He has to. A little backhanded. Even if it's a compliment, it's backhanded.
Yep. And we got a voicemail from the biggest freak that NYU has ever seen, William Henry.
Hey,
Cool
Pete,
head Willie.
Jira, Francis, if you're there today, chat, William Henry
Sure.
here. Hope you and everyone had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
A quick shout out to Christian. I thought he did a really nice job on NYYST a couple of days ago with
Amazing.
his open letter to Hal Steinbrenner. And regarding Hal's press conference, I'm not sure which I would rather listen to less. Hal complaining about his expenses or listening to Yoko Ono sing. If Hal and Cashman really want to win a championship like they say they do, then their conversation should go like this. Hal asks Cashman what players the team needs to get to win a World Series and how much would the payroll be to get to that. Cashman then gives the answer, which in my opinion should be, well, we need either Bichette and Tucker and Imai, and payroll would be about $330 million for that. Then it should be up to Hal to say yes or no to that. But I don't think Hal and Cashman's conversation goes like that at all. I think they just go, they want to do just enough to get in, and then they're going to go with their it's a crapshoot theory, which the Dodgers have proven to be completely wrong. Hope it's not like that, but I'm concerned that it would be. Okay, take care, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, man. I mean, great. Always great. William Henry's always great. His voicemails are always phenomenal, top notch, top of the line. That's what he does. And I'm there with you, man. You know, me and Francis have talked about this for a long time, whether it's All Rise, DS, or just a regular live video for you guys. You're so right, because we sit back and we look and we go, all right, common sense. Let's go with common sense. Man, oh man, William, you're spot on. Tucker, Bichette, and Imai would make us all sit back and go, we're going to the World Series, gentlemen. Like, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading back to the World Series in a major way.
With a chance to win it.
with a real chance to win it. Of course, depending on what the season unfolds, you never know what happens, but you'd have to be in such a great feeling in that spot that, man, oh man, we really can go do this. And I know as much as Hal wants to cry poverty and he wants to talk about, well, when you look at revenue, you got to look at expenses because it's not fair. It's not fair for you guys to do that. And I get a little aggravated when you guys want to do that. George, I need a calzone, George. Get me a calzone. I mean, that's the thing that drives me nuts is that, bro, nobody wants to hear it. You can go make the change. You can go do this. You can do exactly what William Henry just said. If the payroll is 330, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, the Yankees aren't going under. They're not going under. That is our beef. Me and Francis have never been Yankee fans that have sat here and said they need to have a $380 million payroll. We've never sat here and said they got to go above 400. We've never said that. Getting those players wouldn't put them at $400 million. It wouldn't put them at 380. It wouldn't put them at those numbers. But again, if you want to talk about, we are the same club that we were years ago. Our ultimate goal is to win a World Series. Well, when the players present themselves, and by the way, in positions that you can say are weaknesses, because I think Kyle Tucker could play left field. I don't think that's going to be a major problem. I love Jason Dominguez. I've always loved Jason Dominguez. But if you get Kyle Tucker, I'm okay with then moving Dominguez because you got Tucker there. And I hate saying that because I fought tooth and nail to keep this guy a New York Yankee and for them to actually give him a chance. Mm-hmm. But if you add Bichette at a position, by the way, where the Yankees are one of the worst in baseball. One of the worst. This is not a, oh my God, tight move. It's a common sense move. It's a common sense move. I'm a basic baseball fan. Let me look at the roster. Oh, this guy didn't perform well. Yeah, I guess you want to upgrade shortstop, right? Duh. Yeah. That's something you'd want to do. Yeah. Come on. It's that simple. And then a guy like Imai is where I want to talk about. I want to stop there for a second. Because if there's anybody that maybe you take that risk to overpay for, I think Imai's that guy.
Yeah.
Imai's the guy that maybe you look at it and go, wow, I mean, maybe we overpaid a little for that guy. Well, it gets you back in the Japanese market, one, which is major. They've all asked Hal Steinbrenner about that. Akamoto is still also there. And then also on top of that, like I said, Murakami could still be a possibility for the Yankees if everybody kind of fails. And he's still out there. You know what the upside could be. So that's where I am on that. Imai, to me, I've said this a lot. He's one of my 1As because then it allows you to even deal from the starting pitching area. But think about this, Francis. You get Tucker and Imai. You can upgrade any other position you want via trade.
It's a fact.
Easy. You got more, almost more talent than anybody.
And to be honest, when you're talking about, upgrading other positions and you come off of speaking about shortstop, let's be real here. Like, you want to talk about realistic? I'll give you realistic. I love Bo Bichette. I love the idea of Bo Bichette being a New York Yankee. I know that is a long shot, not because he doesn't make sense for the team, but just because of how the team is run. He makes all the sense in the world. He would upgrade you ridiculously offensively. It's not even close, okay? Not even close, not even a little bit. Now, to Pete's point, though, you go and grab a guy like Imai. You go and grab a guy like Kyle Tucker. Yankees fans aren't going to be upset with a marginal upgrade at shortstop at that point. You understand what I'm saying? So if you grab guys like that and then you go and made a trade for a guy who wasn't as good as a Bo Bichette, who's not a Bobby Witt Jr., who's not a Zach Neto, okay, but he still profiles out to be way better than Anthony Volpe was offensively. We're not going to be angry about that. Why? Because you improved. You got Kyle Tucker already in the lineup. You got Aaron Judge coming back. You got another year of Ben Rice. All right. If Jazz is still there, you got Jazz there. So if you upgraded, if you got better at that position, we're not going to argue with that. The issue is this run it back mentality. That's been the problem. Listen, from the moment the season ended and the indications started coming out that the Yankees mantra seemed like it was leading more towards run it back in 26, run it back, run it back. This team was a very good team. That's been my problem from the outset.
Yep.
It sounds insane. It literally sounds insane. You people sound crazy. When I say you people, I'm talking about you, Brian. I'm talking about you, Hal. I'm talking about you, Aaron. You sound the craziest of the three. What do you mean, run it back? Run what back? You got mollywopped in the ALDS. You didn't.
Can I throw something out there? I want to throw this out there because running it back isn't a problem if you have a core. You mentioned this the other day. They have no core because you want to build upon that. And again, if anybody sits there and goes, what do you guys talk? I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here you go.
Look at it.
Since 2017 under Judge, these are opening day lineups. Look at all the different players. Nobody stayed the same. There is nobody in here that you sign long term and go, I'm putting you with the best player in baseball. Nobody. It changes. You go back to the dynasty years of the Yankees, even before that. Look at all the similar names. It doesn't change. They had a core you build upon. And guess what? In 2009, they won the World Series. They had a core you can build upon.
But that's what I'm saying, too.
With Aaron Judge, they haven't had that.
People will say, well, that would be an argument. Some people would hear that and be like, oh, but isn't that an argument for them to run it back, to kind of have some continuity? No.
Oh, who's the guys locked in?
Because these players are not the players that you want to make your core. Trent Grisham is not a core player. I'm sorry. Full stop. Trent Grisham is not a core player. You don't go and say, no, we have to have this guy. Who had to have Trent Grisham outside of the New York Yankees? If you would have left him out there, he'd be in the wind. His competition on the market was Harrison Bader. No disrespect to Bader, but like, what are we talking about here?
That's the level, correct.
What are we talking about here? We talk about a core. We're talking about Juan Soto, who was here a year ago. That was a guy that you could have said, okay, with him, with Judge, locked in. Now you know what I'm saying? Now you go and you get another guy in the rotation. Now you're talking about a core. They don't have a core. So you don't run it back. You're talking about running it back. Run back what? Run back what? Run back the ass kicking that you took from the Toronto Blue Jays? Run back the barely getting past the Boston Red Sox? Because listen, I enjoyed that wild card victory as much as any Yankee fan, okay? As much as anybody, okay? Pete enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. We're not stupid. A couple hits bounce one way or the other. It's a whole different story, and we'd be the first to tell you. But the winners get to celebrate. To the victor go the spoils. We won and we celebrate, and that's good. Fine. But we're also not going to be ignorant to the fact that a couple of things bounced the other way and we're out on our ass in the freaking wild card series. But this team wants to sit there and talk about, well, we won 94 games, tied for the most wins in the AL East. Like Alex Rodriguez says, that might be the most misleading stat in the history of misleading stats. Who gives a shit that you won 94 games? Yeah, you were tied for the best record in the American League. You were tied with who? The team that slapped you all year long. They dog walked you all year long.
Very close to sweeping us too. In the postseason.
Bro, they embarrassed you. They demoralized you. They beat you in every facet of the game. And you want to run that back? You want to run that back? You got outmanaged, Aaron. Your boys got outplayed. They got out hit. They got outfielded. They got out pitched. They got out everything. And most importantly, they got out won. And you want to run it back and tell us that we're wrong because we don't see. What don't we see? What don't we see? Dude, you're thinking, oh, we'll run it back and then this year it'll be different. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the definition of insanity.
Same thing.
Toronto went to the World Series. Toronto just went to the World Series. They were in Game 7. They had 2 chances just on paper in games to beat the Los Angeles Dodgers. Are they running it back, Pete? I don't think so.
They just picked up Dylan Cease. And they're probably going to bring back Bo, let's be honest.
And guess what? Here, you want to know something else? The Dodgers probably ain't going to run it back either.
No, definitely not.
The Dodgers probably ain't going to run it back. They're going to add something too.
Definitely not.
But the Yankees sitting there saying, hey, nah, we good. Hey, you know who else ain't going to run it back? Boston. Boston ain't going to run it back.
By the way, Francis, and just to show everybody something here, how we know what we're talking about here, Jira posted your clip, right, about getting both of those guys combined. We know they can do it because of Soto, because they offered that big contract to Soto. What do we say the first response would be immediately? But the concern is AAV. It's the Yankees. Guys, this is not a poverty franchise. This is not a team that can sit there and say we can add 60 million AAV this season. We can add 55 million AAV. This is where the fan base has really gone. They really believe the Yankees can't afford this. They listen to Hal and they sit there with a tissue damping their eyes, going, "Oh my God, Hal! Oh, Hal can't do it, Hal! Oh, Hal! Oh my God, Hal can't do. We gotta buy more chicken buckets! Oh God, Hal, I can't. He's not gonna afford his $330 million payroll. Oh God, no. This is what fans are doing, and it drives me bananas. That's
we gotta buy more chicken buckets."
People out there, somebody listening, NYYU, hit the like button, subscribe, keep doing what you're doing because you're growing and we're growing. Thanks to you all. Keep hitting that like button. They're getting away with this. They're getting away with this madness, and the fan base has listened. They believe Hal when he sits there and goes, "Well, you got to talk about what we pay out. It's not fair." You're going to listen to this dude say it's not fair? You're going to listen to this dude sit there and tell you, I can't go higher if I... Come on, man. Please, Yankee fans, please, you're better than this. You're so much better than this. Please.
Thank you. They know, but Pete, that's the thing. That's why I get so emotional about it, because I'm like, bro, y'all know better than the nerds that argue with me on Twitter. It's like, bro, yeah, I understand what y'all do. I mean, they one of them damn near, he admitted it. It's a shtick or whatever, and they wanted to argue because they're like, oh, well, your guys' shtick is... No, we don't have a shtick. That's the thing. This is not a shtick. This is who we are. We watch the games, we see what we see with our eyes, and we come and we talk about it. And guess what? Because it's not a shtick, because we're being real, because we're being honest, more people come and listen. You want to talk numbers? Talk those numbers. You want to compare numbers? Compare those numbers.
I'm respected on Twitter.
You are,
by the way.
And as you should be. Apparently, listen, but this is my thing. People make these arguments and they don't know what they're talking about. You see, talk about, it's the AAV that matters. Well, okay, you know, Juan Soto's luxury tax payroll, for all intents and purposes, is a $51 million a year AAV.
Yep.
It's 11 million more than Aaron Judge's, by the way, right? We were talking about that before, right? You want to talk about the difference in AAV between Bellinger and Kyle Tucker? Let's wait until those 2 deals are signed, all right? Let's wait until those 2 deals are signed, because I would hazard that when you add those 2 AAVs together, it probably isn't going to be a difference of more than 10 million between Juan Soto's 51 million a year AAV. That is what I'm talking about.
How can afford that?
And the difference is it's 2 players versus the 1. So that's why I make the argument. But these people will sit there and say, no, it's impossible. They can't do it. They can't do it. You people would have lost your minds in the
Well,
winter 2009.
to be fair, the person did respond to me and they said, as long as Hal has his self-imposed cap, it's hard to believe that.
Well, that's the case.
And that's
true.
fair.
That's
and
the case.
again, that is fair.
That's right.
But believe me, folks, believe me when I tell you this, there are a lot of people that really believe that the Yankees can't afford that. And that's the issue, is that they have given a lot of Yankee fans have bought into this concept that, I mean, guys, it's not fair when you got the Dodgers out there. The Dodgers can afford so much more than we can. It's just not fair no more. It's not a fair game. And for Yankee fans to say that, it honestly, there's not many things that hurt Pete Simonetti. That hurts me. That hurts me that we have gotten to that area as some Yankee fans out that I really believe it's just not fair because we just can't compete no more with these guys. It's sad, man. It's just not right. It's not fair. And that is pathetic that Yankee fans would ever say
also a lie.
that. And it is 150% a lie. It's a
bold-faced lie. It's the biggest, to me, that's the biggest problem in baseball today. That's why we're headed for a lockout, because you have owners that would much rather come out and get on camera and do pressers and tell you that the truth of the matter is, that in as many words, they won't say this directly, but what they're saying to you is this: we just can't compete with the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right. Yeah. The Guggenheim Group, they have too much money. They're like Titans. I mean, those are the real bad guys. Those are the real 1%ers. They're the ones with all the money, and it's unfair and whatever, while they're sitting there counting their billions every single year. Okay. Now, if Tampa Bay wanted to say that, you know what I'm saying? If the Athletics wanted to say that, okay. You know what I'm saying? If the Chicago White Sox wanted to say that, okay, maybe. But Ricketts with the Cubs? Are you out of your mind? Hal Steinbrenner? Really?
Whatever happened there?
Boston? The Red Sox?
Whatever happened there?
You know who you don't see? You know who you don't see saying that shit? Unfortunately, you know who you don't see saying that shit? Uncle Stevie.
Whatever happened there with Uncle Stevie?
I haven't seen, and that's my thing. So yeah, the rest of the owners want to make it look like, oh no, the truth of the matter, like Pete said, oh, we just can't compete. We just can't compete. I mean, to be a man and to say these things, I mean, that's another thing. But they want to.
I got a set of gagoots on me that don't allow it.
So I'm saying that you coming out, you say, we just can't compete. You know what I'm saying? That we just can't. They're bigger than us. Okay, I'm sorry. It's like, what are you talking about? But then Uncle Stevie's right there in Queens talking about, listen, man, I ain't paying attention to none of that shit. All right, you know what I'm saying? Guggenheim this, Guggenheim schmoogenheim. I got it. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what, that's a
He's
t-shirt
been in the red.
Right there, man. That's a t-shirt. I got a set of gagoots.
Cohen has been in the red how many years since he bought the team? And he's still spending. Why? Yeah. Because he's a bad businessman? You think he got to a net worth of over $20 billion by being a bad businessman? Come on.
People would want you to believe that, by the way. Yes. That, he's just a stealer. He robs everybody, and that's how he got that. And
he's a horrible business. Oh,
he's a terrible human, and this
he's
and
horrible.
That, blah, blah, blah. Guys, really quickly, it's almost It's the most wonderful time of the year. And you want to get NYYU gear. Just saying. We do got Black Friday sales still going on NYYunderground.com, folks. Buy 2 hats, get a hat chain or a pin for free. And also, too, guys, I am trying to get the last 2 NYYU shirts. There's 2 mediums. If you have a medium, a size medium, I got 2 of them left. I marked them down again to $25. Again, if you place your order today, I am shipping out today. So if you place your order today, I am doing a full shipment today in a couple of hours. Going to UPS, dropping everything off. I got about 6 boxes to package up and send out. You will get your stuff very quickly. We're not like a lot of other companies out there that take forever. I get orders and I ship. Kai Malay ordered just a couple of days ago, even with Thanksgiving. He is getting his Stanley in today. So we move immediately. Again, Black Friday deals. If you wear a size medium, NYYU shirt, I got 2 left. $25 a pop. They're typically $40. They're down $15 to get these last 2 out of here, and a new order coming in very, very soon. We got multiple Yankee hats still available. A custom New York or Nowhere hat. They've never had a snapback. We got a snapback for you, as they were customized and redone as the fitteds into snapbacks. We got a few of those for you guys. Absolute fire. You don't get that nowhere. Go check them out. Get it. They'll be shipped to you very, very quickly. Let's wrap the show up with a couple of voicemails, and then we'll say adios.
Buenos dias, you know me as Big Papi Chulo numero uno, and what you know.
Yeah.
What's up,
All
Pete?
pro.
Good morning, everybody. What's up, chat? Happy Friday, baby. Let's fucking go, Yankees. Give me some good news, Pete.
We need
Who
it,
did
brother.
We get? We got Soto back, and we're getting Tatis. Hell yeah.
Soto back. Damn.
Hey, Pete, that thermal cup, bro, that is fire, man. I got one. I went to go order another one, and you were already sold out. Well, are you getting a new batch? I hope you do, man.
January,
Hey, I'm going to
brother.
double dip, man. I have somebody who wants to talk to you real quick. Here you go.
Hi, Pete. This is Linda. Just hoping you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday and everybody's fine. Just letting you know, I sent you a package. Appreciate it if you let me know if you get it fine.
Will do.
Hope to hear from you guys soon. Have a wonderful week.
Love you, Mama Linda. Love you.
All pro, baby. We out. Love you, Pete.
She's a
Love
sweet
you,
lady.
Jira. Baby Seminetti. Macho King. Prayers to everybody. Happy Friday. Let's go.
Thank you, brother. Love you, Mama Linda. Oh, I love you, Mama. I'm going to make a song called Mama Linda.
Mama Linda.
I think, honestly,
I like it
that
a
might,
lot.
That might be an Uncle Dom song, an Uncle Dom original, Mama Linda. That sounds great for Uncle Dom. It's right up his alley.
I think he'd sing the hell out of that. Very sweet. No, Jira's right. They're both very sweet people.
Oh, they're unbelievable.
That's an all-pro family. Family's
Love
all
meeting them this year, man. And again, can I just say this really quickly for everybody? This is what separates NYU from everybody else. And it's just fact because nobody can sit there and go, well, that's wrong. No, it's not wrong. NYU puts on these events every year. 2 events at Yankee Stadium. Now we're doing even more charity events, softball game, things of that nature. We do these events because we preach community. Who would we be if we preach community? And I mean, I don't see you guys out there with the community. You guys don't do nothing with the community. Well, we do. We do a lot with the community, specifically in the Bronx. And it's allowed a lot of you to become friendly with one another. It's allowed a lot of you to know each other and to be able to, even outside of the you, say, hey, that's my friend. I talked to him. I'm, whatever it might be. But the sense of community that we have built, nobody can ever deny what we have built here. And that is why we do the events. And I bring that up because, when we got to meet Steve and his mom, we sat there and everybody said, man, they're great. Like, what an addition to the U. Like, what an addition to our community, having both of them involved, because they're just really wonderful people. So, we love meeting you guys. We love having a great time. And like I said, next year won't be no different. NYU events still going on. Ronnie, appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. Let's drop one more voicemail from DJ Control. Got a few left, guys. I'm sorry if I missed you. But let's drop one more here from DJ Control. Then we're going to wrap up.
Pete, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother?
I know I haven't called in a while, but
all good, fam.
It's DJ Control in full effect. Happy Thanksgiving to you and the family.
Thank you.
All that good stuff. Happy holidays. I want to validate you guys' point, and you was talking about the core.
Okay.
And through the dynasty years that the Yankees had, they had a core group of players that would always get them to the next level as far as winning the World Series. I'm going to validate you guys' point in another way. I'm going to use it in a basketball term that we used to use back in the 80s.
Okay.
Whenever you draft a player, the first thing you want to do is draft a player that you can build a team around. Centers. You started off with a center. That's the way it was. Once you had the top center coming out of the draft, you was able to build a good team around that. Then Michael Jordan came. He was once in a generational type player. He was the only player other than Magic Johnson that wasn't a center that you can build a team around. Okay, now I'm going to validate your point, what you were saying with the core, and, use my analogy to back that up, what you guys were saying. World Series caliber team. We have the one player, Aaron Judge, but that's not enough. You need another player that you can build a team around. We had that in Juan Soto. That's why we went to the World Series championship. Right. So the Yankees are just getting other players that you really can't build a team around. They're good players, like a Cody Bellinger, He's a fine player, but Kyle Tucker, in my opinion, is the type of player that you can build a team around. I go way back with the Yankees. When I was a kid, I tell you how far back I go with the Yankees. I remember the World Series game when Reggie Jackson hit 3 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that game live. So that's how far back I go with the Yankees. That's my thought, Pete. God bless you and the family. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.
A+ voicemail. DJ Control, my guy, man. A+ voicemail, and a great way to finish up this show and wrap it up today, because that was spot on, brother. Really
Great points.
And it's all that we've said here. Again, we don't dislike Cody Bellinger. We like Cody Bellinger a lot. I like Cody Bellinger a lot. The reason why I'm bringing up Kyle Tucker more now is because we know what Cody Bellinger is going to get paid. We know there's nobody out there right now saying somebody's going to get a steal with Cody Bellinger. Somebody's going to walk away in a 4-year deal and a $20 million a year. That's not going to happen with Cody Bellinger. We know that. Not this year.
Not this year.
There's not a ton of other talent out there. The top dogs, we know who it is. It's Bellinger and it's Kyle Tucker. We understand that. All I'm sitting here saying is we got to be a little smarter in regards to the Yankees. The Yankees got to be a little smarter and just utilize common sense. Kyle Tucker is a very good comp with Juan Soto. They're very similar. They're very, very, very similar in many ways. I think the overall profile of a hitter, I still have Soto above. I had Soto above years ago. Still have him above. But Kyle Tucker is right there, man. He's right there. He's not a big downgrade at all.
No.
And all we're saying is you've seen it already, Yankees. You guys really don't have to work hard here. You've seen it already. You've seen Soto and Judge back-to-back. You can simply say, oh, shit, look, man, we missed out on that one. That's not going to cost us $800 million. Let's go ahead and get the other one that fits right in, and you have that back-to-back again. And no, it's not a Soto situation where you got to say, I'm really scared of how if we had to put this guy in left field. Soto, you don't want to see in left field. Soto's best position would have been right field and had to stay right field. Judge would have probably had to move to left, in my opinion, to make up for Soto's defense in right field. Kyle Tucker's a guy that I believe most Yankee fans would say, I think he'd be pretty good in left field. I don't think he's going to be some disaster out there. I think Kyle Tucker will manage left field and he'll be fine out there. And you get the offensive profile of a team that, as Francis said, I believe it was August of, was it last? No, it wasn't even the year before that.
August of 24.
Interview with Jordan.
Yeah.
The interview with Jordan. When Francis said, you put these two guys together, every year it gives you a real chance to win. Tucker and Judge back-to-back is an elite duo that not many teams out there can pair together. You're able to do that, you're looking at a very different team, because now Judge's RBIs are going to, if he's healthy and they're both healthy, his RBIs go back to that 140 range where it was with Soto. It's a much, much different club, and it's harder to pitch around, harder for pitchers to navigate. Yeah, you got to figure some other things out on that, of course. But Francis, I'll leave the final words up to you, man. I think it's pretty obvious here.
No, I agree with you. I think, listen, we're still in the early goings of this offseason. There's a lot that can happen, a lot that can turn the entire offseason on its head. A lot of these players that we've been, looking at for years and kind of excited about in the Japanese market were just posted within, the last few weeks. So I think, like we've seen in the past, it's going to be a little bit of a slog until those guys get closer to signing deals. And that's unfortunately just the name of the game. It's going to be tough. I don't see very much happening here in the next few weeks before Christmas. I feel like you might see a deal like a Framber Valdez. Maybe you might see maybe Pete Alonso finds a home somehow, some way. But I feel like he's got to wait for Murakami to kind of fall off the board first too. But what I'm saying, I say all that to say, look, trade market, this is a real thing. You have heard a couple rumors here and there, but we haven't heard much, really concrete in the way of the New York Yankees. Could that be where Cashman goes to pull the rabbit out of his hat and, change the face of this team or whatever? At the end of the day, my argument from the outset of this offseason hasn't changed until today. The mentality of running it back has to just be a press joke, right? That has to, at the end of the day, we have to go into the next season saying, thank God that whole run it back thing was just something that they were putting out there to the press and it wasn't actually what they were doing, right? If that comes to fruition, that is a mantra, that is a belief, that is an ideology that the Yankees actually have, then we are screwed. I don't care what you think about it, the nerds think about it. I don't care. It's a fact, okay, people? If the Yankees truly have this ideology that running back the 2025 team is going to provide them different results in 2025, the only part of that might be right is the part about the different results, because you might finish worse than you did in 2025. That's the only way I see it changing. I'm sorry. That just is what it is. But I qualify all that by saying there's a very real world where they're not even going to do that themselves, and they don't truly believe that themselves. There's a very real world where there's some trade that nobody's thinking or talking about that happens that changes the offense. There's a
happens a lot, by the way,
where they go and sign freaking Imai and catch everybody to sleep. Like, they actually went and did it or whatever. We're not. Pete and I have never said the problem is that they never do these things or whatever. No, I think the reason that we speak the way we do is the problem is that they have done these things. That 2009 happened, even though it happened almost 18 years ago at this point.
2024 happened.
But it did happen. 2024 happened.
The Soto deal happened. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Nothing that we're saying is out of the realm of possibility. I mean, out of the realm of possibility would be me saying, yeah, you could go grab Tucker, you can grab Bellinger, you can sign Imai, you can sign Bichette. Or that's not realistic.
Right.
That's not realistic.
Right. Exactly. That's fair.
Saying they could grab two of those bats and then sign one pitcher, that's not unrealistic. And if you don't understand that, then maybe you just haven't been a fan long enough, and maybe your memory is not serving you properly. But this was once a franchise that could do that and reap the benefits of that. Unfortunately, we don't do it anymore.
Bro, I got one even better. I mean, you could go out there, like we said, sign two of those guys and make trades. I mean, your pool is wide open. If it's Tucker and Imai, your pool is wide open.
Yeah.
Your pool is wide open. You got two guys you could dangle out there, and Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez on the bat side. Lombard is still there. You could still make a decision on that. You got pitching galore that you can now trade if Imai is added to that rotation. I mean, this is not something that really needs much thought. This is something along the lines of, all right, we got a couple of options that are obvious. How about we shoot for those first? Let's shoot for those obvious moves first, and we will go from there and pivot however we have to pivot. But let's get those obvious plans out the way first. Guys, really quickly again, one more medium T available. We just had an order on that. Sell it out, folks. Let's get that damn thing out of here so I don't got to look at it no more. Tees are phenomenal. You know that. Come with custom-made MOYU tags. Some of you might want to buy it and just keep it and never wear it. And just
it makes a great gift.
I got the first one, damn it.
It makes a great gift for the great gift for the lady in your life. Medium's the size that's normally common in that regard. Maybe you can't get it for yourself at the medium, but maybe you get it for your lady. Hey,
it used to be common. It used to be common for Jira, but now she put on a little bit of weight.
She's pregnant, man. Oh my God. She's gonna kill this guy.
Yes, I did it. Damn it. Yes. I'm gonna end this stream and we're gonna go up there. We're gonna go at it. Damn it. I tell you what. That's what I like. That's why I'm with her, damn it. Anyway, folks, much love to all of you guys. Everybody in the chat's like, whoa, she's pregnant, folks. It's a pregnancy joke.
It's a pregnancy joke, guys.
Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Much love to each and every one of you guys. We out of here. Catch you next time. Peace.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text from way downtown.